Hello all. In the last class we have discussed about microorganisms part 1. In this lesson, the world of microorganisms part 2, we are going to discuss more about the microorganisms. We all know that microorganisms are present everywhere. It is present in the air, water and soil. And in the last lesson, we also have seen how microorganisms are harmful. So, we think that microorganisms are only harmful. They harm to the human beings. But it is wrong. Microorganisms, they are both. Microorganisms are our friends as well as our foes, that is, our enemies. So we have friendly microorganisms and we also have harmful microorganisms. Friendly microorganisms are going to help us in many ways in our day-to-day life. So we are going to see how friendly microorganisms are going to help us and how harmful microorganisms are going to harm our human beings. So first we are going to learn about friendly microorganisms. So, useful microorganisms, that is, are friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used in the preparation of food. First, we will talk about food industry. So, whatever food we are eating every day, that is because of our microorganisms. For example, preparation of idli, preparation of dosa, or the preparation of bread, cakes, etc. All these are basically are prepared only due to the microorganisms. You know the process called fermentation. If the fermentation process occurs, then only you can eat idli, then only you can observe your idlis are so soft and spongy and your breads are so soft and spongy. You try to prepare idli without fermenting it overnight. When you observe your mother, she will be fermenting idli batter or dosha batter overnight. Why she is going to keep idli batter or dosha batter overnight? Because to takes place fermentation process. What is exactly fermentation? We are going to learn in the next topic. So due to fermentation only. Without fermentation, try to prepare idli and dosha. You can't prepare and you can't even get that smooth idlis and dosas. So fermentation process is very important in the preparation of the food. Not only in the food preparation, microorganisms are very much helpful in the preparation of medicines. So if you see the medicinal the pharmaceutical industry, okay, all these are mostly medicines are prepared with the help of microorganisms. Not only that, microorganisms helps us to increase soil fertility. So if your soil should be fertile, so that is done by the microorganisms only. So microorganism will help us in the food, medicines and soil fertility and more than this. So first we will discuss about food. How in detail we are going to discuss how microorganisms helps us in food preparation. You all might have known a famous thing, that is curd, preparation of curd. So, curd is very important to us. Why all say us to eat curd? Curd contains a very good bacteria. It helps us in digestion. So, at last, we will consume the curd because curd helps very much in digestion. Now, we are going to see how curd can be prepared, how you can prepare curd. First, you have to take lukewarm milk. Lukewarm milk is nothing but it should not be too hot and it should not be too cool. Medium milk, medium heat milk. So you have to take some lukewarm milk. Then in you take lukewarm milk and add few drops of buttermilk or curd in this lukewarm milk. Add few drops of buttermilk or curd in the lukewarm milk, stir it and keep the bowl in warm place for 5 to 6 hours. Afterwards, see what happens. After 5 to 6 hours, you can see the curd is prepared. And if you want to observe, take lukewarm milk and don't add any curd or buttermilk, just to keep it for 5 to 6 hours. Can you see any curd formation? No. If you don't add curd or buttermilk in the lukewarm milk, you will not find any curd formation. So here clearly you can say that the microorganism which is present in the curd is turning the milk into curd. So, what is the microorganism which is present in the curd? So, curd contains a bacteria called Lactobacillus bacteria. So, this Lactobacillus bacteria converts milk into curd. If you don't add curd into lukewarm milk, you will not find any curd formation. So, here clearly you can say curd is purely formed with the help of the lactobacillus bacteria, which is a microorganism, and it is a very good bacteria to our human beings as it helps us in digestion. So here you can see how microorganisms helps us. And next, if you see a very good process, that is fermentation process. So we are going to see how actually microorganisms helps us in fermentation process. Here first what you have to do, you have to take maida. You all know maida flour. So you have to take maida in a bowl and add 1 or 2 spoons of yeast. Here I'll say you what is yeast. Yeast is a microorganism. It comes under the group fungi. Yeast is a microorganism. It comes under the group fungi. So you have to take a maida in a bowl and you have to add 1 or 2 spoons of yeast, add water and mix it. After adding water, mix it and you keep the dough, maida dough like that only for few hours. For 2 to 3 hours, you leave the maida dough like that. After some time, you can observe how the maida dough is going to increase in the size. Almost it is going to become double. If you see here in this maida dough, we have added yeast and water and we have mixed it and kept it. After few hours, if you see, the dough becomes double the size. Why actually the dough becomes double the size? The dough size rises. This is due to the production of carbon dioxide gas during the process of fermentation. See, you have added yeast in the maida dough. Yeast, what it will do? It will release carbon dioxide gas in the dough. When it is releasing carbon dioxide gas, the bubbles of the gas are going to occupy the space which is present in the dough. So, bubbles of the gas will fill the dough. Carbon dioxide gas, which is released by the yeast, it is going to occupy the space in the maida dough. It is going to increase in size. And this increasing process is very much helpful to us because it makes our bread or cake spongy. With maida generally we prepare bread or cake. So it becomes a very spongy and very soft. If you observe carefully, you can see here. If you observe carefully, you can see here. Maida dough, when we add yeast, you can see small air spaces inside the dough. Can you see small air spaces inside the dough? Yes. These air spaces are nothing but the carbon dioxide which is produced by the yeast. And when you prepare the bread, inside the bread also you can find small holes. Okay. So this is nothing but the space which is occupied by the carbon dioxide gas. So, the dough size increases or rises due to the production of carbon dioxide gas during the process of fermentation. Bubbles of this gas will fill the dough. All the bubbles is going to fill the dough, then the volume is going to increase, which makes our bread very spongy. So, this is one of the fermentation process. And next you also have another activity to know what is fermentation. How fermentation is helpful? See, just now before we have seen fermentation process, that fermentation process is helpful for us in the preparation of idli, dosa, cake, bread. And now this fermentation process is also very much helpful to us for commercial purpose. What is that? We are going to see. First, what you do, take a half glass of water. Take a half glass of water. Here, this is beaker 1, and here also you can take one more beaker water. Here you add 5 to 10 spoons of sugar to each beaker. Here you add sugar to beaker 1, and for the beaker 2 also you add sugar. Then what you do, add 2-3 spoons of yeast to one of the bowl. So here you add yeast. You all know yeast, it is a fungi. So add yeast to this beaker and don't add yeast to the second beaker. Now close the lids for both the beakers. You wait for few minutes. Then open the lids. Then from beaker 1 you will observe a characteristic, one type of smell you are going to observe from beaker 1. From beaker 1 you are going to get a characteristic smell. So what is that smell? Is alcohol smell. So that is alcohol smell. So sugars are so why you are getting alcohol smell? Just in a beaker you have taken water, you have added sugar and yeast, but from where this alcohol smell is coming, that we are going to see. So if you observe, sugars are converted into alcohol. Sugar, you have added sugar. So that sugar is going to be converted into alcohol. Sugars are converted into alcohol by yeast. Sugars are converted into alcohol by yeast. This process is known as fermentation. This process is very, very helpful in the preparation of alcohol beverages. If you see wine, beer, acetic acid, okay, all these are prepared with the help of these fermentation process. Mainly alcohol is prepared with this fermentation process. It is a very big commercial use of microorganism to us. Imagine if you can see, you have seen alcohol industry is a very big which provides a lot of economic importance to us. So it is a very big commercial use of microorganisms. So fermentation is nothing but sugars are converted into alcohol by yeast. Now if I want to say you, I'll give you one example. You all know grapes, right? Grapes. See, when grapes are fresh, it will be good. But when grapes are about to spoil, 50% if it is spoiled, grapes are spoiled, then from that place, if you smell the grapes, you are going to get some alcohol smell. You are going to get some smell from the grapes. Okay, so that is nothing but alcoholic smell only. Here naturally you can observe that sugar in the grapes, sugars are present. So that sugars are converted into alcohol. Yeast, you all know yeast, it's a microorganism which is present everywhere. In the air it might be present. Okay, so like that you will be seeing like that the fermentation process will be done. So this is all about our today's class. In the next class we are going to discuss about the further topic.